Hey, everybody. We are staring down the last couple weeks of 2024, and we talk about building life brick by brick. I can be honest with you. 2024 has been like being beaten by bricks, but that's what it takes to build a strong foundation. And we are positioned for rapid growth here in the community of the House of Bricks. And of course, my phone's going off, but that's okay. And we're live. But yeah, it's been our MVC model, right? Minimum viable customer. Got anyone and their brother. I think I had the postman even sign up for the House of Bricks community. Anyone, if you've ever tried to build a community, it's the most difficult thing you can do. But once it is built, the relationship capital is invaluable, and that's what we built at the House of Bricks. So today, want to jump in just with some trending topics. So what is going on with the drones over Jersey? So we're going to dive into this mystery, a lot of talk about it, and kind of uncover some leadership lessons that are hidden in the skies. And I'm just going to say this. Ever since Paul sent me the topic, drones over Jersey, I kept thinking about bombs over Baghdad. So if someone busts through this window in a SWAT team, you'll know why. I was afraid to say bombs over Baghdad, but I'm just going to throw it out there. So look, there's a lot of speculation out there. We've got UFOs, UAPs, and drone sightings. And we're going to look into these topics and see what it teaches us about entrepreneurship and how to navigate uncertainty. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to lead with clarity when the unexpected hits. And I just told you 2024, it has been filled with unexpected things. However, I wrote a news article on this earlier this week. No one ever comes up with a great idea at the beginning. It's 1,000 bad ideas that lead to that one great idea. And the model that we follow, you've heard me talk about testing, failing, learning, and growing. Well, a lot of entrepreneurs leave out the two most important things, which is learning and growing. So just because you're testing and failing, you could just be an idiot. You're doing the wrong things and you're not making the adjustments. So we have to learn from our mistakes. So get out of the analysis paralysis, take action, move forward, right? Read and react, use that data to make better decisions, and then continue to grow. And how do we grow? I lean on my team, guys like Paul, Michael, Bill. We've added some incredible members in the House of Bricks community that are looking at becoming ambassadors for our mission. They believe in it. They want to represent us. They want to lead other people within the community. But that all came through testing, failing, learning, and growing, and leaning on the power of my team and the community. So whether the drone is a mystery or a challenge in your company, you have to understand that we're going to talk about expecting the unexpected. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And this is what's going to help give you the confidence to continue to not just react to the unknown, but let it shape your path forward. So just kind of want to set the scene for you. So what is really going on with these drones in New Jersey? So big buzz in the skies, mysterious, drones are spotted over New Jersey. Michael from my team, he's in New Jersey. So we were texting him, kind of seeing what's going on. So people are asking, like, what are the drones? And speculating about it, from Project Bluebeam to, of course, the infamous UFO sightings. And the Pentagon and experts, of course, have chimed in. And it's true if it's coming from the Pentagon and the White House. I mean, they would never mislead us. So they've chimed in for their expertise. And what we need to know as entrepreneurs is the key takeaway isn't the mystery. It's what it's going to teach us about leadership. Okay. So what is driving attention? What gets people attention? It's curiosity, it's speculation. And what can we learn from this when we're leading our company? So when you don't control the narrative, speculation is going to run wild. Okay. And I've learned this as a leader. You're always hesitant to give the news, not bad news or good news, but what is the news. And typically as a leader, you may not know what the actual the news is. You have your opinion, your team has theirs, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth of what it is that actually is going on. So if you have a coach, someone that's not in your business every day. They can give you good insight. If you have an advisor, if you have a good leadership team, which you should, and I know early on in startups, you can't always afford full-time C-suite, but you should have people within your community that you've built trust with from the bottom up. So we talked about controlling the narrative. And if you let your customers or your competitors drive the narrative, you are going to lose control of the conversation around your business. Okay. So how do we control the narrative with our customers? We talk to them. Okay. Why would we put it on them to call us with a complaint? You can do surveys. You can do customer advisory boards. I've always had customer advisory boards in my businesses. Well, not the first one or this one, but the five in between. When we had a product, I had customer, with a commercial software product, I had customers on an advisory board, and I would talk to them. Hey, how's our product working? What can we do to make it better? What problems are we solving better than our competition? What problems could we be solving? And what would you like to see on our product roadmap? What does that do? By forming a customer advisory board, it gets you real feedback from the market, because what your salespeople, right, they're going to tell you one thing, your engineers are going to tell you another. The voice of truth is always your customer. And when they give input on your product roadmap, that gives them buy-in to where you're going. So with my company, Velocitude Mobile Technology Company, right, we had our 1.0 version. I formed a customer advisory board with Office Depot, Carnival Cruise Lines, AutoNation, Fortune 500 companies, and mobile was hot. We were growing rapidly. Well, they had features that they wanted to see in the platform, right, that we didn't have now. They actually paid for our product development. So you don't always need to raise capital to solve funding problems. You can actually get customers to pay for your product development. So then you're avoiding building your MVP, which is going to not meet the needs of your customer. So if you get that feedback from the customer, allow them to help you shape your roadmap, you're going to get real-time feedback, features that help solve real problems. And the bonus is they will probably fund the development of the product. So that's why I talk about Velocitude a lot, and I don't try to spend too much time on my previous success, but it couldn't have gone any better from really 18 months idea to exit. And we had our struggles the first 9 months. We're kind of in that position right now. I'm trying to get ChatGPT to make this image of the struggle zone, and you spend 80% of your time in there. And it's that last 10% when you want to quit. Your team wants to quit. You don't think this is going to work. You've pushed yourself to exhaustion. That 10% of what I'll call the final chapter, or the insanity section of the struggle zone, if you can make it through that last 10%, and not saying I have a crystal ball or anything, but about a month ago, a couple of my team members reached out. They're like, I'm burnt, I'm done. And I said, listen, I've been here so many times over the last 27 years. Stick in this last 10%. You can do it. We're there. And trust me, I had nights where I wanted to quit also. I'm real, I'm human, but I believe in what we're doing. And now, after pushing through that last 10%, I wouldn't say we're not going to struggle in 2025, but we have a brick solid foundation. All of that failing gave us the blueprints for our community, right? We've changed from just, hey, join our community, to now, this is where you are now. This is where you want to go, and this is how you're going to get there. So there's measurable path for when you join our community to where you're going to end up at the end. And it's awesome. I love accountability, discipline, metrics, growth. And now we're actually going to have a way to measure it within our community. And I want to talk to you a little bit about, the power of, I just lost my screen. Love it. I'm live. Okay. Sorry. I missed Paul here in Detroit. So my screen just froze, but I'm good. I'm back. You think about, Flight Trader 24 as a platform people are now using to track flight activity and these mysterious drones, right? So in your business, you think about teams and stakeholders. They need similar transparency of where you're going, what happens, and why. The lesson here is visibility matters. If you're leading a team or a company, you have to give them a clear flight path, or they will think the sky is falling. Talking again about testing, failing, learning, and growing, I had a lot of bad ideas this summer, but it was through those ideas that we came up with our simple operating system, right? So we just talked about monitoring and transparency. To talk to you about the simple operating system, right? It's an acronym. It starts with S, okay? Strategy. Where am I now? Where do I want to go? And not necessarily how I'm going to get there, because you don't know. You may be making your flight plan, you may be drawing your blueprints, but there's a lot of ways to get to Florida from Detroit. It just depends. Are you going by train? Are you driving? You taking a bus? You flying? Are you going to stop in New York? There's a lot of deviations. So companies spend too much time early on determining the strategy. Okay, yes, I'm here now, where I want to go. They spend too much time in the early stages of figuring out how they're going to get there. So set that destination. The next is I, which stands for innovation. We just talked about this. Testing, failing, learning, and growing. Small decisions consistently over time lead to the right results. Success is not an epiphany. It's not one idea. It's 1,000 bad ideas that will lead to a great idea. Okay? So you got your strategy, you're testing, you're failing, you're learning, you're growing. The M stands for mindset. What is your mindset? Okay, mindset is not the beginning. We're all excited. We have these dreams. We're going to change the world. And then you've tested, you fail, you learn, you grow, you have your strategy. Well, your dreams just met reality. Okay, and you have to know what is your mindset going to be. And it's not separate and apart from your business, because people bring in these motivational speakers or transformation. Okay, that's great, but how does it apply to my business? So we put mindset in the middle, keeping your team together, talking about the struggle zone, pushing through that last 10% of insanity to get to where I feel I almost am today. By the end of the year, I will be out of the struggle zone. Can't wait to celebrate. The P stands for patterns. You have to look at data. Data doesn't lie. The numbers don't lie, okay? What worked? What didn't? What should I lean into? And most importantly, where a lot of entrepreneurs fail is to stop doing what is not working. Okay. You signed up for a LinkedIn outreach program and spent $10,000 to get 50 conversations. How many deals did you get? 0. Okay. But now they're going to lower the price to keep you on or keep funding, delivering leads until you close a deal. Well, what you're not valuing there is your time. If you didn't get a deal out of 50, for them to keep going is probably not going to work. Okay. You've tested things on YouTube. So have I. And when I say you, I'm looking in the mirror here. I've tested things on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Okay. You make that investment, but you have to be able to say, this is not working. What is the new thing? And now we've got some things that are actually starting to work really well. And so we've covered strategy, innovation, mindset, pattern recognition, and the L stands for leverage. Okay. Leverage does not happen at the beginning of your business. Stop looking for ways to 10x your business when you don't even have your LLC yet. You don't even have a website, and you saw an ad on Instagram and the guy's going to 10x your business. That is not going to happen. Okay. Leverage is a natural output of the compound effect, doing things consistently every day for a long period of time. That is how leverage happens. And then last but not least, we're talking about monitoring and transparency. The E in simple stands for execution. How do you execute? You provide visibility, accountability, discipline, and you have to be able to learn from what you are seeing. So a lot of CEOs, we have dashboards, right? Our sales dashboard, our operations dashboard. And all we look at is the dashboard, but we don't take action. So we're not learning and we're not growing. We're just monitoring and being transparent. But the only purpose of that is to grow. So the more you can see, the more data you have, the better decisions that you can make. talking a little bit about crisis, speculation, and owning the outcome. So you got to imagine, right, being in charge when there's a drone crash in New Jersey. Leadership isn't just about running the show when the skies are clear. It's about how do you respond when things go sideways. So as entrepreneurs, when that unexpected challenge hits, like a UAP or even a UFO, I can't believe I'm talking about this stuff right now, but this is what I was instructed to do. The next show, here it comes, Paul. We're going to talk about did we or did we not land on the moon? And that is going to be my favorite discussion of 2024. So we may have to schedule a special brick of the week for that if we did or did not land on the moon. But anyway, you have to own the outcome as a leader. So you can't let these, the mystery of drones, right, define you or define your business. Control the narrative, monitor, show transparency, or be transparent. And then as a leader, you have to absolutely own the outcome. So we talked about the simple framework, right? The I stands for innovation. Well, how do we take a crisis and turn it into an opportunity? So the drone industry itself is absolutely booming. For example, the rise of SUV-sized drones and the talk of drone motherships and reshaping technology, logistics, and security. Entrepreneurs see crisis or trending events like this and ask, where is the opportunity? Whether it's leveraging tools like Homeland Security innovations or learning from public scrutiny, the lesson is to innovate through the unknown. So I want to tie this all into entrepreneurship and really give you guys a call to action, because we're all about action at the House of Bricks. So what are the drones over Jersey teaching us? As entrepreneurs, we have to lead with clarity, own the conversation, and turn that speculation into innovation. So I want to ask you, what's the drone sighting today in your business? Don't leave your customers looking up and guessing, but be clear, take action, and lead the way. Control the narrative. It's a perfect time to spend time with your customers, recapping, hey, how did our product work in 2024? What problems did it solve? What problems could it solve? What does our competition solve better than us? Do the same thing with your team. As a leader, perfect time for one-on-ones. It is very important for you as a leader to get bottom-up buy-in. And the way to get that bottom-up buy-in is by getting feedback from your team. Now, you don't want to go in and not have leadership characteristics. So there is a balance here of not, let's see, I'm trying to explain, because I've done this before. You go from one side to leading like Napoleon, okay? And then you go from the other side and you seem directionless as a leader. So you can start the conversation with, hey, what are your thoughts on 2024? What could I have done better as a leader? What'd you like? What didn't you like? But then also have your plan of 2025. And I guarantee they're going to have overlap and input in the things that you've already developed. But if the ideas come from them, then they feel and own that buy-in. So my team will tell you, I'm very open to feedback. I try to stay in my lane of visionary and give them the freedom to, hey, test out this tool. Should we do this? Paul's laughing. Yeah, test out this tool. Too many tools. So as a visionary, we want to be disruptors, but not disruptors of our own business. So I'm getting better every day of trusting my team, giving them the space to use what their skills and what they're good at, and then tie it into our overall vision. So this year was messy, but as Dan Gilbert always says, building anything great is messy, and we're taking this mess and turning it into something magical. We're building an incredible community at the House of Bricks. I'm very thankful for my team that has helped me build it, and then also our community members that have gone above and beyond to help each other, add value. So if you're not a part of the House of Bricks community, this is not a pitch, but if I don't talk about it, you're not going to know about it. So if you're watching this, want to learn more, I will talk to you directly. I talk to every community member before they join. Number one, to see if it's a fit for them, but also if they're a fit for us. And this is a challenge in communities out there, is they just want numbers, right? They want, oh, I got to get 200 people at $100 a month and there's my recurring revenue. Well, the problem is when you don't have a gatekeeper into the community, then new community members, they pop in, they burn everybody out, and then they leave. Well, I'm not doing a good job as a community leader in protecting the people that are in my community and their time, because they do have that give first mindset, which we have changed that as well. We want people to invest in themselves. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I've learned that over the last 6 months. And so have many people in our community, that you have to fill yourself up first. And talking about the relationship capital flywheel, you've got someone that's mentoring you, right? Someone that is where you are, is where you want to go. Then you have peers that you're climbing the mountain with, fellow community members, coworkers, feeling that energy of, hey, we're here, let's climb and get here together. And then where a lot of people miss out is they haven't invested in themselves and they don't feel qualified to mentor other people. Well, I can tell you that the greatest gift you can give is of yourself to someone else if you're in a good place. So you've got someone mentoring you, you have peers you're climbing the mountain with, you have someone else that you're mentoring, and then at the center of that relationship capital flywheel is the most important person. And it's not selfish for me to say this or for you to think it. You are the most important person in your life, because the best version of you is the best version that you can give to other people. And ultimately, when that flywheel's spinning, it's a magical place. And that is where we are going in 2025. So anyway, this was a out of this world discussion today, even though drones are still technically, I think, in our world. I'll have to ask Paul offline. What defines our world is the atmosphere, the cutoff. So we've gone all over the place. No, I'm not buzzing or doing anything crazy. I'm just having a good time here on the Brick of the Week, taking a little detour, talking about drones over Jersey and our simple framework. So remember, strategy, innovation, mindset, pattern recognition, leverage, execution. And if you're not a part of the House of Bricks community, want to learn more, reach out to me. Happy to talk to you directly. And thank you for joining this week's Brick of the Week Live.